ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is the sacredness in a martial relationship. Let us examine this from the viewpoint and observations of a master. My dear, please understand, it is not just that your spouse may not be romantic in nature. He may not have grown in an environment where love has been so visible and demonstrative. That does not mean he does not love you. That does not mean she does not love you. There is a lot of love in the intent. The very fact anything that bothers you bothers her too. The very fact that anything hurts you hurts him or her too. It is love, but it may not be expressed to you in a way you understand love to be expressed. One of the first initiatives to take in building a great relationship is, every time I am not going to estimate, I am not going to judge and define my spouse based on his actions or her actions, but I will understand the intention behind. There are no good relationships and bad relationships in life. There are only matured relationships and immatured relationships in life. There is no perfect relationship. In fact, all our struggle in life is somehow we keep searching for this elusive perfect relationship. Because of your prejudices, your father looks perfect to you. If you are objective, you will realize that your father too is not perfect. Because of your prejudices, your mother looks perfect to you. But if you are objective about it, then you will realize, or if you talk to your dad about it, you will come to know that your mother also have some imperfections. But they have had a great marriage because of the maturity they brought to the relationship, not because there was perfection in a relationship. There are no perfect relationships. My dear, the fascination of a human being is none of us can predict what will be our response in the next moment, said the master. The next moment can bring about very, very difficult responses from each one of us. I mean, very, very different responses from each one of us, and that is the most beautiful part of being a human being, unpredictability. Remember, my dear, have not you gone through this? That you came late one day by 10 minutes, an earthquake has happened in the house. She was at her best that day. And there was another day you came late by 1 hour, and you expected 5 times more explosion will happen. And it was the most romantic evening that you had. You did not anticipate. And that is the beauty of life, and that is what you want. Today, when you ring the doorbell and the door opens, you don't know what is on that side of the door. And that is the fascination of life. Every time you come and ring the doorbell and somebody stands there saying that, welcome, you will think that you are in a five-star hotel. Remember, my dear, predictable response can be professional. It is a part of profession. I have taken the profession to be an air hostess, or I have taken the job of being a banquet manager. I have to show certain responses to you. But at home, you won't get the same response every time. Please remember, last time this response you got, and today when you started third sentence, he or she will tell you started again. You are not listening to me. No, he cannot. He is a human being and he is unpredictable. And that is the beauty of life. That is why it is not boring. That is why it is so spicy. There cannot be a perfect relationship. There will be only matured relationships. And the beauty is, for a matured relationship to happen, both need not be matured. Even if one of you is matured, you can carry that relationship. Love is love only when I can love the other independent of their imperfections. Why are we so much expecting perfection in a relationship? It is not a corporate. It is not where based on the performance somebody will be upgraded into a vice president of a company. You cannot give an appointment order on the day of a wedding. I am putting you as a spouse in probation for 6 months. On satisfactory completion, you will be elevated to the role of a husband or a wife. No, we cannot go all through that. There has to be some flow in the relationship. There will be imperfections. In fact, I tell husband and wife master side, when they come together for counseling, anytime you have an issue in a husband and wife relationship, first bring about a shift in your body language. Instead of looking this side why husband is like that, or looking at that side why wife is like that, whenever you feel you have given something which is not very good to live in life, look there, I mean look up, because if there is a manufacturing defect, you should ask the manufacturer, not the manufacturing defect. How can you blame somebody who is like that? He is temperamental and he is temperamental. How long will you feel like an insect to his anger? Every time he gets angry, I cannot handle, he is so bad. That is because you are getting upset. Start laughing next time onwards when he is angry. You will fruck him out. I am telling you, said the master. Somehow, people who are angry think there is an agreement between you and them that when they get angry, you should get upset. Don't get upset. In fact, start smiling next time when he or she is angry. He will ask, why are you laughing? No, since 14 years, same acting you are giving, no change in your acting. In fact, he should be scary to get angry at you. He does not know what response will come. Because you are getting upset, he is getting angry. Fruck him out. Next time, when there is no salt in dal and when you taste 10th time this month, there is no time in dal. At home, don't expect ISO standards. Don't bring professional home. Instead of screaming and shouting, give her a shock of her life. Tell her, darling, I feel like feeding you today. So, why have we made family such a serious thing that we no more laugh at each other, we no more laugh at each other's imperfections. This is, there is no more celebration there. It has become such a serious thing. So, where is this thing called love? Where there is no happiness, there cannot be love. Happiness guarantees love. Love does not guarantee happiness. Happiness guarantees love, my dear. So, first bring happiness into the home. Bring back happiness. There should be laughter in the family. There has to be lighter moments. There has to be excitement. There has to be expressions. There has to be pranks. There has to be naughtiness. As father and mother, you see, this is a sacred relationship. Universe, Milky Way, solar system, earth, humanity, the speck of dust. In the entirety of time and space, you, that speck of dust, the husband, and you, that speck of dust, the wife, could have so easily missed each other, and you tried. Probably some of you have background relationships. You really thought she will be your wife, but it fell apart. You really thought that he will be your husband, but it fell apart. I am not counting those where you have lost count. But eventually, by whatever way you call it, somehow both of you happened to work in the same place, same Facebook, some in a wedding. Both of you looked at each other and smiled in that wedding. And you don't know that your destiny will be shaped with that smile. But finally, this day, this moment, you are sitting or listening with someone next to you, and I call this a very sacred relationship, said the master, because you, that speck of dust, and you, that speck of dust, the he and the she sitting who could have so easily missed each other, for some reason were brought together to live the rest of your life together. Please remember. And the sacredness of that relationship must be maintained. And the sacredness of that relationship is upheld by giving up the thought that this relationship can be threatened. Give up that very thought right now. In fact, even in your thoughts, that should not come. Forget about in your actions. It is such a blunder that I got married to you. It is over. Don't keep talking about it. It is such a big mistake I got. No, please, you forget it. Don't keep talking about it and about such things. The moment you bring that sacredness into this relationship and understand it, there must be a providential reason that one relationship that will come with you to the very end is the one sitting next to you or living with you. And if that relationship you hesitate to say, and if to that relationship you hesitate to say how much he means to you or how much she means to you, then we need programs like counseling, etc. Otherwise, we don't need any counseling from someone else, my dear. Please remember. We glorify weddings so much. We spend crores of rupees on wedding. We videograph, photograph that. We call hundreds, thousands of people to come and wish us. and the excitement that we have to get wedded, why are we not carrying the same level of commitment into the marriage? Because wedding is just a couple of days evening. It is the tamasha, it is the drama, it is the extravaganza, it is the show. My dear, the actual game begins after that, and it is this game of marriage. And everything, as I pass through this, somewhere when you honestly realize the role of him in whatever you are today in the life, and the role of her and whatever he is today, the more and more you realize that, and you think she is mine for this lifetime. This is the hand with which I will live the rest of my life. It is not changeable. This is the left hand with which I live my life. It is not changeable. This body will be my address in this lifetime, and it is not changeable. This is the face and this is the voice with which I will live this lifetime, and it is not changeable. That is your father and that is your mother, which you will hold as parents and will live the rest of your life. These are your children whom you will carry that responsibility for a lifetime. She is your wife for this lifetime, and he is your husband for this lifetime, and this is not changeable. Next to the mother, a spouse is the one who has seen the nastiest and ugly version of you, and in some cases your spouse has seen such a nasty version of you which even your mother has not seen, said the master. Your mother got you married because she could not tolerate that nasty version of you anymore. She said that let somebody take ownership of this manufacturing defect, and you got married, please remember. And it is time that we truly celebrate. If today, no matter what happens to you, if there is an immediate world that runs towards you to be there for you to support, and your support system has come into your life because of marriage, please remember the children that you cherish so much in your life, and for some of you they are your purpose, that they are your blessings, has happened in your life because of that marriage. If you can use somebody as an emotional dustbin for all the emotional suppressions I go through out there, because I cannot let my emotions with my customers. I cannot do that with the bureaucrats. I cannot do that and all that, said the master. And there is an emotional dustbin for all of us, and it is called family. And if somebody has helped you to empty, or in fact, if many of you did not have a spouse with whom you can release your emotions, you would have been needing psychiatric help long time back in life. And lot of you don't need a psychiatrist because you keep emptying it in the house. Come home and leash those emotions out. If somebody has been your emotional dustbin in your life, helping you to clear all your to vent your emotions periodically, it has been your spouse. Remember, a lot of you have grown in beautiful environments in life because of that institution called marriage. So, I want you to take at least 1 minute and actually to express gratitude to your spouse. Have some feeling. Do not do it mechanically. Hold his or her hand, hug, and express your honest and sincere gratitude to your spouse, to that other speck of dust that came into your life. So, thank you all. Concluded the master. Thank you.